Teme do Arene dovele su nas do Abu Dhabija, druga po redu organizacija Abu Dhabi NBA Global Games. Govorit ćemo sa NBA legendama, istinskim šampionima, a krećemo od velikog Garyja Paytona. Mr. Payton, you're one of the most recognizable faces of the NBA in the 90s, most recognizable supersonic in the history of the Sonics, as my opinion. So if you can put out one season of the 90s or early 2000s, where would you put the best team of Supersonics today? Would you be able to win a championship?
Absolutely. The players that I had with me, and the Deadlift Shrimps, the Sean Kemps, the Sam Perkins, the Hershey Hawkins, myself, you know, we had a great starting five. That was a great starting five. And for us to do that in the 90s, the 96 season had put a print on everything. People were looking at the Chicago Bulls winning 72 games, but they forgot that the Seattle Supersonics won 64. Amazing. We won 64 games. So it was one of them things where I think we made our mark at that time. We went into the championship. I think if we'd have went a little different, we'd have probably had a chance to beat the Chicago Bulls. Yeah. We went in there just to survive. We didn't went in there to win. Yeah, and after we figured it out, we won 2 games by a big margin, and then we did that. In this era, yeah, the rules will be different. If we play by our rules, I think we'll kill them, because of the simple fact is we play too rough. And we were playing a way where we went in the side. Sean Kemp would have been really dominant. Yeah. Sam Perkins would have stretched it out. Deadlift Shrimp would have been that factor too. So, yeah, I think we could have compete, you know what I'm saying? But we can't get a time machine and go back. Yeah, so it is what it is.
I totally agree with you. Yeah. So 9-time All-Star, 9-time first NBA All-Defensive Team. Stealing leader, just once, I don't know how, but a lot of guys were good defensive players, like averaging 3 steals per game. It's amazing. But, you know, how would you define your game style instead of that? And tell me, please, because you are a truly iconic defensive player, tell me, is it power of will is in the most percentages? Or is it athleticism? Or is it being able to react or something like that? Because coaches says that the defense is power of will. Do you agree?
No, I think it's a mentality. I think it's a mentality. You always got to have a little bit of athletic ability, because you wouldn't be at this level to do that. But I think it's a mentality. When you go into a game and you say, okay, I'm going to score 30, and then that guy scored 30, it's no need for that. It's nothing. You didn't win advantage. Nothing. It's no advantage. You didn't win nothing. I think when you go in and say, okay, I'm going to get my 25 or whatever, but I'm going to hold this guy to 12 to 13, and I win my position. And if I stop the best basketball player or containing, you can never stop anybody. You can contain them. If you can slow them down from what they've been doing, I think that's the mentality of having it. Yeah. I was that player to be both ends of the floor. I want to work hard on the defensive end more than I want to do on the offensive end.
Amazing.
Because the offensive end, I'm always going to get points. Yeah. And if you think about it, if I get 2 and 3 steals and I go and get layups, that's 8 or 10 points already. You see what I'm saying?
About advantage.
And it's advantage. And then I can always score 14 to 15 points on the offensive end because I got the ball all the time. So I can do that. So I was always, my mentality was like that, just to be focused on defense, and then my offense will come.
Just one last question. Name one in sequence. I would like you to tell me. Best player of all time.
I don't do that. I don't think we can do best players of all time, because the simple fact is some of them players didn't play with each other. We go by numbers. It's all our opinion. You know, it's our opinion. And I just think we're all GOATs. We're all great basketball players. So I think that once we in a talk and in the vicinity of a talk of being the greatest basketball player, it is what it is. We go off numbers. We go off what we see, how many championships you win, what they do. But that's all our opinion.
Amazing conclusion. Thank you so much for the time. Teme do Arene stižu i do Ray Allena, jedan od najboljih šutera svih vremena, a neki će reći verovatno i najbolji. By many, you are and you were the best shooter of all time. So, according to the fact that there is a revolutionary basketball with the Warriors and from the state that I'm coming from, somebody will say, no, for me, Ray Allen is the best ever. What's your opinion about that environment over your shooting abilities throughout the career?
Well, it's the game is such an incredible game because so many different people could play it. And it's not, as much as we talk about height, it's not about the height of your body, it's really about the size of your heart. And so we have seen over the years so many incredible people, men and women, play this game of basketball all over the world, you know, in so many different cultures. So I've been able to have an impact on that as it's affected me when I was young. So that's the beautiful, talking to you, and you're from Serbia, and knowing what a huge basketball country that you live in. I only think it's going to get better over the years with Jokic and his success. But you got to talk about Peja Drobnjak.
Yeah, of course.
You got to talk
it was
about
his teammate back then.
Radmanovic.
Yeah, Vladimir. They guys were your teammates.
Yeah, and you know, guys like that, you know, you see countrymen like that, and then the young kids grow up. I don't know how Jokic was then, but you see, you know, with Vladi.
Yeah.
You know, you
looking
you
at the role
about,
models.
Yeah, you talk about in your country, you have, if you think about Divac, you know, and the whole war and how everything that went on, and you just have such a steeped history of basketball. And that's what I always say, if you look at the NBA and you look at franchises, the franchises that are the best, that are the ones that go through generations of success with different players. And typically the Lakers and the Celtics are the two that have the most steep tradition because they've won in the 70s, in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s.
In the very beginnings of basketball, the geographically where you're
and I think Serbia is, you know, it's probably the country in Europe that has that. They're almost like the Celtics of Europe, you know, with players who's come out of the country consistently from when I was a kid till now. You got Jokic being the MVP.
Yeah, also the Luka, because of geographical region, it's
and Luka's the Slovenian and Serbian, right?
Yeah, by father, So you won't mind, I have to notice your outfit. So the shorts is like Celtics shorts, first NBA title, you're two-time champion. The Heatles, it's amazing shirt, man. But you know, John Lennon once said, and there was John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. If you watch the Miami Heat team from the championship season, John Lennon said that Ringo Starr was the most important part of the Beatles. If we consider you third or fourth guy in that team, it's probably Ringo Starr. So do you have anything to add?
Well, there's, I think real basketball aficionados understand there's certain guys on the team that everybody talks about. But then there's those guys that are the heart of the team, the foundation. And they're the guys that don't need the pat on the back or the adulation, but they are the workhorse. And they continue to show up and continue to do the things, continue to...
Sacrificing for the team.
Yes, and sacrificing. And, you know, it's a special trait for a GM to put those guys on the teams that aren't looking at the stat sheet wondering why I only got, you know, 10 minutes today, but that person made 2 threes and got 2 charges. You know, at the crucial moment in the game where, you know, you went on a run, like those things, you know, when I think about players like that, you know, on teams that I've been successful on, you can't win without them.
So for the end, the quick message for the young basketball players that are on the beginnings in Serbia, if you can.
Well, I'm extremely excited to see what the future holds for Serbia. Certainly right now your presence in the NBA is very strong, and I'm so excited for all you young people. Keep working hard, keep pushing, and make sure that you find the talent, the competition in your neighborhoods, in your communities. Find the best talent and challenge it every single day, and that's how you become someday, one day, a great talent yourself.
Nastavljamo dalje sa temama do Arene. Druga po redu u organizaciji Abu Dhabi globalnih igara, a sa nama je još jedna istinska NBA legenda, NBA šampion, gospodin Shawn Marion. Shawn, I'm really glad to have this conversation with you. So, 25 years ago, when you were entering the NBA league, did somebody told you the wisdom words like, this day you're going to be in Abu Dhabi Global Games as an NBA legend and a champion? What would you say?
You know what? I guess I wouldn't say anything because I couldn't see that in the future. You know what I'm saying? But what I've come to realize being in this NBA family, anything is possible. And you don't realize how big and how global the NBA brand is. And basketball is a worldwide sport now. And it's growing and steadily growing right now. And that's how dope it is.
Nice. Getting back to those days, I mean college days, you're a true legend of your college program.
What's okay? That's okay.
You're okay. You're okay. So you had Anthony Bennett, which was the first pick. But everybody in my environment, when they say Las Vegas University, they say Shawn. So are you proud about that?
Yes. You know, I went to UNLV as a stepping stone to get to the NBA. You know, I played one season there.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of wish I played two a little bit, but you know, it was amazing. I had a great time there, made some great relationships, and you know, I still stay in contact with the program right now, and
That's nice.
you know, they've been doing really well.
Nice. Then the Suns Day, your legacy, you were so unique. I have to ask you, the elevation of your shot. I mean, can you just say when was it when you get the type of your shooting from the range?
You know, I think, man, everybody shoots the ball different. Nobody shoots the same. So I think whatever, I just have a lower arch than anybody else. That's all it is. So, but it's
quickest release ever.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny because I mean, listen, I'm a baller. So like, it's just the mentality and the score. Like, it just is what it is. You know, it's funny because I've been able to adapt to every situation I've ever been in on whatever team it was, and I'm a winner, man. I just love winning and competing. You know, if anything, when I step on that floor, you's gonna feel it.
Oh, nice. So the Suns team, I gotta ask you this. So the prime Suns, the best season of the Suns, playing with Steve Nash. Can you give me the feeling? Probably top 5, top 10 point guards ever.
Yeah, you know, I think we had a special team. We had a special group of guys. We all elevated each other. And I think when you able to do something and do it together, that's what makes good teams. You know, you don't see great teams just one person leading them. Most of the time you have a team with one person doing all the work, they stink.
Yeah.
But when you come together and everybody's able to elevate your game with each other, that's what makes us a good team. That's why we was able to be so well. We all elevated each other, and it just fit perfectly. And at times, the right puzzle pieces.
Yeah, you were playing a revolutionary basketball.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
You're seeing what it is right now.
Yeah, really. You maybe. Yeah. We're the guys who begin that year.
You wasn't maybe, it is.
Yeah, you did.
It's not as a fact.
You and your coach,
is.
yeah. So, very last question. Serbian players, Serbian coaches, Serbian basketball, you give me your opinion.
Oh, it's growing, just like anything in the world. I think as you're seeing the evolution of the game in the Olympics, prime example, you know. But the thing is, the difference between a lot of teams that play in the Olympics versus the U.S., a lot of the other teams, the European teams, and they've been playing together for way longer than the American teams. You know, our teams, we've been trying to have that stable nest where we get the guys in, you know, saying 3 and 4 years commitment.
Yeah.
It's a little harder than it is, you know. But for the most part, though, I think that's the growth thing. And look at the last 5 years in the NBA. Yeah, they're all the last 5 MVPs are European players.
Yeah,
so that tells you exactly how the global game has grown.
Totally. Is Nikola Jokic's legacy big? Just quick answer.
Oh, he's special. You know, he's special. I think he's a very talented, skilled big man, and you know, I'm excited to see what he does this season.
Yeah, to repeat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.